the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I am waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. How are y'all feeling out there today? I'm feeling great. It's been a great day. I hope everybody's doing well. Hit that like button on your way in the building. Salute to all the mods. Shout out to the mod squad. Shout out to all the members of the channel. If you are subscribed, thank you for your dedicated support and rocking with TDPHINSTALK. Man, oh man, oh man. We got a lot to talk about. This is breaking news. Tua is out. Teddy is in. Skylar is lurking. What's really going on? We're going to discuss it here and more here on TDPHINSTALK, ladies and gentlemen. The good thing is this video is brought to you by our breaking news sponsor, Mojo Sports, ladies and gentlemen. Mojo Sports, get in the game. You have your opportunity to invest in players. Basically, listen, we've been through Mojo a million times, and I've looked at some of the analytics, and a lot of people have signed up. A lot of people haven't. Listen, it's fun to me. I implore everyone to sign up for Mojo Sports. I know that you can only invest in players if you're in Jersey right now, but even if you're not in Jersey, I am encouraging you to go download the app anyway, because you could at least look at the values of each player's stock. You can follow them, whether they go up and down. And listen, man, and you can let them know that TDPHINSTALK sent you above anything by signing up. All right. Now, we all know that the main story we all been talking about is none other than Tua Tagovailoa, ladies and gentlemen. And at the end of the day, his stock is the stock that we've been keeping our eyes on. And man, it just continues to get worse. Tua got as high as almost $42. It's down to 38 right now, looking like it's about to be 37 and just continue to fall. But you do have players that may be worth investing in. Players like Teddy Bridgewater. Right now, he's at $27. He's starting to creep up because the opportunity of potentially starting. And if he does well, he might hold the reins even through the playoffs. These are all possibilities. Another one to look out for, none other than Skylar Thompson. Like I told y'all before, I mean, his stock is starting to go up for the simple fact that he may play. We see what happened last time with Teddy. First play, he got knocked out. Skylar had to come in and play. So go download Mojo Sports now. And the QR code is right here on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to leave it up there for about 20 seconds. So you have an opportunity to go download it. And that way they'll know if you use this QR code or the link in the description, they will know that TD FinStalk sent you. All right. So again, hit that like button on your way in the building. We're about to start the show. Punch that like button and do me a favor. Let your friends and family members know about the channel as well. Okay. Let your friends and family, if they're Dolphin fans or just like football and good, just let them know about the channel because we continue to grow at a high rate and bring more and more family members to the channel. We don't want to leave anybody out because we have a good time over here. It's like a family. All right. Now, before we get into everything, ladies and gentlemen, I got to be clear about something. Listen to me, Dolphin fans. Oh, my gosh. I can't believe I even had to do this. Listen to me, Dolphin fans. Some of y'all, there's really the two in the ears, and some Dolphin fans. Y'all got to stop coming at me as if I'm the reason for what's going on right now. Where does that come from? Some of y'all are coming at me like I'm the reason for what's going on right now. Like I'm the one who throws to my first read regardless of the defense. I'm the one in the protocol or something. Like y'all got to stop coming at me, and especially on Twitter, messaging me directly talking about it's because of people like you that Tua is going through what he's going through. What? What? Oh, man. I'm sorry. Y'all got to stop. Y'all need to go get some help. Go get evaluated and go get some help, okay? You got to go get some help. I care about you enough to tell you go get some help, okay? That ain't a bad thing. That's not picking a joke on you, but get some help. We all need help sometimes. I've seen a therapist in my life before whenever things are getting rough, and it's always good for you to talk to somebody. But stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. All right? Oh, my gosh. It's crazy out here. But anywho, man, let's get into this, man. All right. Let me take these off. Listen, people. I'm so over this whole situation. First and foremost, we just need a new quarterback. There's too many things out here being discussed that just are ridiculous. And yeah, I'm about to break them all down because I'm sick of it, okay? I'm going to start with the extremes to the non-extremes. Well, the first thing that narrative I'm hearing today is, well, you know, now we have to consider how much we're going to give them on the new deal. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why the Miami Dolphins are constantly in a state of turmoil. Let me bring a little fact to you up front, an opinionated fact, I like to call it. because now everybody should put it in the fat category. He should have never been drafted in the first place. Just like Mike Tannenbaum said, and I know Mike Tannenbaum is a piece of crap too, but he was right when he said this. It would be highly irresponsible for the Miami Dolphins to draft Tua Tagovailoa at number 5 overall. Maybe trade out, move down, and get him later, but not number 5 overall. It would be highly irresponsible. We're talking about a player who has a history of injuries. That's what you're trying to bring into the building. You have a player that does have some flaws in his game that will translate to the NFL, but you didn't see him in college because he was around perfection. He should have never been drafted. That's why before we drafted him, I went on the record and said there is no way whatsoever we draft Tua Tagovailoa. This tank for Tua narrative is false. That was my stance. And boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong for putting faith in Chris Grier in this front office to actually make just sound decisions. My analysis came off of the Dolphins making a sound decision. You got a guy who had a hip injury that stopped certain people's careers, and you drafted him anyway. And one of the main reasons I said it ain't no way they'll draft him, not only because of the injuries, is because they tried to give up every draft pick they had to get Burrow, couldn't get him. They were in talks about Watson, all type of stuff early. Houston said no. This was before Watson even asked for a trade. And I said, they ain't getting Tua, but tank for Tua. And what I think happened is the Miami Dolphins options, none of them worked, so they said, let's give the people what they want. Let's give the people what they want. And I think it wasn't even the people. It was a select few people that kept on ringing that out there. And it caught on, and people started wanting it more and more because they had to see Josh Rosen and players like that on the field. But how do you fail so bad that you take a Tua Tagovailoa who has none of the intangibles that Justin Herbert has, who's coming off of a major hip surgery? Like, look at the neglect. Like, we got to start discussing the neglect. I'm here to tell y'all, even if Tua never had a hip injury, it still should have been debatable. You look at Herbert's intangibles and everything versus Tua's coming to the NFL. But you add the hip injury, and you look at Herbert, and you're like, I'm taking Tua over this freakish beast of an athlete who fits every bit of the prototype, who has a rocket arm, and we're going to go with a guy who done had 12 injuries in college and dealing with a major one that he may never even be the same after. And I'm glad you put that message in there, Thieler. He said, hey, TD, why did Tua's mobility tank over the last 3 years? Nobody's noticed that. I have. Nobody's noticed that Tua's mobility looks stiffer and stiffer in these 3 years as time goes. Have y'all noticed that? Like, he's more bulky and slower. I mean, y'all haven't noticed that Tua look like she's just getting slower and slower? I noticed that, homie, but good observation. But I never really wanted to bring it up because it didn't matter anyway. It ain't like he uses them. So, I mean, I start getting Ben Roethlisberger vibes from Tua. As far like the way you move, you know? Keslin with the donation says sources are heavily linking Derek Carr with the Dolphins. I'll take it, man. I gotta break that down. I gotta cook that in my head before I talk about it, because I don't want to react off of a knee-jerk reaction and be like, hey, yeah, give me him. I gotta be careful who I start saying I would rather have come here. I need to start evaluating some quarterbacks before I actually speak on whether, that'll be great or not, because I'm not going to jump to a conclusion and be like, yeah, anything's better. I'm just going to slow down. Those will come in the offseason. Soon as we're either eliminated or we win the Super Bowl, we'll start talking about that. Because, but back to the subject at hand. The neglect. Who in the scouting department is supposed to be fired over the Herbert Tua situation? Or what GM or owner just needs to step down? It's bad. To know Herbert was right there and you just took Tua without blinking. Hennessy said, thanks for keeping us in the hunt. Jets. Oh Lord. Hey, we doing our best. Listen. The Dolphins continue to drop the ball. And everybody always says we've tried everything. Same old. We done tried everything. Stop lying. There is one thing that we have never tried. The one thing we've never tried is what? Listen, everybody always say we tried everything on this team. What more can we do? Gosh, we tried it all before. It's the same thing. Stop lying. The biggest area of need is the one thing that we have never tried to go get a legitimate one. Move heaven and earth and say, screw it regardless. I don't care what the circumstance is. Go get a certified franchise quarterback. Move heaven and earth. Like, people don't understand. I will give away 5 years of first-round picks to go get a certified franchise quarterback, because it's better than going through 5 years and still not finding one. Oh, I don't want to pay all of that just for one guy. Oh, my gosh, but you'd rather go through 23 and counting years of the same thing over and over trying to Ladies and gentlemen, franchise quarterbacks are rare. There are 10 in the league every year, only 10. And that might be a stretch. I'm being generous, only 10. That means 22 other teams are hoping they have theirs and they don't end up having it. There are only 10 in the league every year, and that is being generous. The other 22 teams are hoping they have one, and they don't know yet. And trust me, odds are 2 out of those 22 will become. It's a perpetual cycle. 32 quarterbacks, 10 are franchise. 15 are on a rookie deal, trying to become franchise. 7 are the middle of the road, the Tannehills, the Carrs, the Cousins, all of those, trying to get over the hump. So if you have a chance to go solidify a franchise quarterback, I don't care if you got to give away 5 first-round picks, go get them. If you have a roster like the Miami Dolphins. Now, if you're in a rebuild and you're just accumulating assets, you got to go to young game. You go get you a draft pick, hope that he turn out. That's when you play that game. We did it. It's not working. But the roster you built around it, now you go get a franchise guy. You give away everything, even if it's one or two of your best players, because, again, those best players come and go. They are the ones that's easier to replace, and they're cheaper to replace even to get a great one. So this notion we've tried everything, we've done it all, nothing works, it is a lie. The one thing that we have never tried and we continue not to try is to go take a quarterback from another team due to disgruntledness, due to they're going through a rebuild and they don't want to be paying all that money, or just, man, you just got to do what you got to do to go get that guy. Get Lamar Jackson if he forces his hand out, be more. Exactly. Everybody's so used to, we're not getting no Lamar. He not this and that. Stop. Keep your options open. You don't know what he's going to end up. He may very well end up in Baltimore with the richest deal ever. But what does that have to do with us saying, hey, if he is available and we could make a run, man, we better go get him? Lamar Jackson doing the most with less. Exactly. And I'm sorry, I know a lot of people hate Colin Cowherd, and the reason why they hate him is because he's been nothing but right, just like they hate me because I've been nothing but right. It looks like the people that have been nothing but right are the ones who are the most hated, who, oh my gosh, I can't believe you listening to his analysis. You this and that. That means you're really bad. Oh, well, it looks like we've been right. It looks like we've been right. But he says something that struck to me that I've been telling y'all for years, but it takes, sometimes you got to hear from somebody else for it to sink in. But I have to preach this. And I'm going to start preaching this more and more and more. You don't judge quarterbacks off of when they got everything around them. You only judge them when they don't have everything around them. What can they do to try and overcome their bad situation? What type of play or what skill did they have to try to overcome? Even if they don't overcome, even if the team's so trash around them, it ain't much they can do. Do you still see the areas where they're at least carrying a little? Do you at least see moments where they're still carrying the team a little, but hey, like Herbert, it didn't have a defense, right? He didn't have a defense carrying the team and falling short because of the defense, right? And this was without everything. He didn't have everything like people trying to make it out to seem. And even this year, Herbert has taken away the biggest myth and argument out there. Herbert has had everything. Guess what? Herbert has the worst O-line in the NFL, ranked 32nd. Herbert's team is the most injured in the NFL with a bust rating of 51, which means they have the most players injured in the NFL on their roster. Their whole defense was depleted. They brought them, but they spent all that money on defense and their best players got hurt. Yet, with 3 weeks left last week, he got his team in the playoffs. 3 weeks left, he got him in, clinched. We got 2 weeks left, and he can sit back and chill. In the worst situation he's been in his career, this is the worst team that's been around Herbert. His receivers hurt half the season. This is the worst situation he's been in all 3 years. And he done clinched the playoff spot 2 weeks before the season over. You only judge quarterbacks off of when they don't have everything around them. How do they perform? You could take away the things that's not their fault, but how do they perform with what they can control? And that seems to be an allergic thing for Miami Dolphin fans to do. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. They want to make every excuse in the world for our quarterback. And I'm sorry to tell you, our quarterback just ain't it. He need a perfect situation around him to even be considered it. No, I'm okay. Thank you. And it's a shame. It's a shame. It is what it is. Okay. So Tua is out. And I'm just like, man, this is I don't listen. I officially don't care and don't believe any of it. I ain't no doctor. It is what it is, but I don't believe any of it. My personal take on it now at this point, I don't believe none of it. Because first, Tua came in the building and said, I had some symptoms, man. And Mike McDaniel told him to go see the doctor, and he went and seen the doctor, and he in concussion protocol. Now, today, all of a sudden, that ain't how it went. Now, all of a sudden, Mike McDaniel went over the film and said, this is uncharacteristic play. Maybe you should go see the doctor. Something's off. And then they say Tua must have said, yeah, I have been feeling a little off. And he went to see the doctor in protocol. Man, I don't believe none of it no more. Because we went over the film yesterday, and guess what? Tua shockingly actually played very well after that quote-unquote hit. It was just those 3 plays. This man had 12, 15 other plays where he looked just fine. He made great throws after the head hit. Let's remember that. After the freaking head hit, we watched the film yesterday. He dropped a few dimes that shocked me. And another myth that I was spreading at first that's false, the picks were not back to back to back. It wasn't one play, threw a pick. Next time he got the ball, threw it right away. Next time he got the ball, threw it right away. That ain't what happened. Tua threw a pick, ran some plays, looked good, threw another pick, ran like 8 plays all the way down the field, and then threw the last pick. And looked just fine the whole time until the picks came. And to Mike McDaniel, you need to start watching film a little more and being more accountable to Tua Tagovailoa if you thought what you saw was uncharacteristic. Because if you study him under Brian Flores for 2 years, that's the Tua we know. Overthrowing to the next level, unless Tua was concussed for 2 years with Flores. Get out of here with that crap. Ain't no uncharacteristic. You sit there and watch that man throw a turnover-worthy play 3 times in almost every single game, and they don't get picked. If anything, you need to be putting those defenders that drop those footballs in concussion protocol because they're the reason it's uncharacteristic. Ain't no uncharacteristic. He using that uncharacteristic narrative because Tua only have 8 picks on the season, which is pretty solid. But he almost throw them every single week, but they dropped. And like I put on Twitter, this is what I believe happened, ladies and gentlemen. Don't make me right, but I'm going to speculate, and I'm telling you it's speculation. If you get mad, that's your business. All right. It was this simple. Mike McDaniel watched that film. He said, dang, Tua, you looking like you were with Flores. I'm not finna own this. Hey, you might want to go get checked out by the doctor. That was a little uncharacteristic. Are you sure you're not having any symptoms of concussion or anything? They do linger. I've learned. I've been doing my research, as he stated. I've been doing my research on this and that and this. Tua was like, yeah, man, you might be right. I called the wrong play. I was, a little woozy. Let me go check. And ladies and gentlemen, there ain't no doctor that looked at a CT and said, oh, look at the concussion. That's not what's happening. When he went in there and said I was a little woozy, X, Y, and Z, the doctor has to look at his chart and say, oh, you had one within a few months period. Okay, the odds are you're probably concussed. You ever been to the hospital? They don't even really run tests. They basically tell you this is probably what's going on. And then they diagnose you. They diagnosed him with a concussion because they have to err on the side of caution. And it's likely he did because he had them before, and it's easier to continue to get them. If you didn't think Tua was going to come out of this whole evaluation being deemed to have a concussion, then you don't understand how this works. It was a guarantee. As soon as he was in the protocol, he was going to be deemed to have had a concussion because he had already had some this year. I was just waiting on it to happen so we could talk about it. It's that simple. And I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. When I watched that film, the crazy part is, in which I got to give Tua his flowers, I got to clap it up. Tua played a great game with the exception of those 3 plays. And guess what? Them 3 plays make you play a bad game. You were trash. You don't turn the ball over 3 times. That made you trash. You took a excellent day and turned it into trash. Tua actually looked phenomenal in that game with the exception of those 3 plays, but it turned his day into trash. That's how it worked. 3 turnovers. You specifically lost the game. You took all that good work and threw it in the dumpster. As Shannon Sharp would say, the landfill. And the crazy thing is, after this supposed head hit, because you don't see no other evidence in that game of any hard hit or hitting the ground like that. After the supposed head hit, the man dropped several dimes. The man dropped several beautiful passes. We went over the film yesterday. Look at his dime right here after the head hit. Look at that dime after the head hit. Look at that dime after the head hit. Pick. Oh, yeah. No, the defense baited his behind. The first one he overthrew. Every quarterback does it. The second one, miscommunication. He went to that first read, tried to hit the running back up the seam, and the defender came underneath and got him because he don't read defense. And the last one, he didn't know that corner was going to drop in cover 2. It's that simple. The defense got him. It's that simple. Trying to make this out to be about a concussion. The defense got him. I don't want to hear that crap. I ain't buying none of this crap. Not a bit of it. So Tua is out. Anyway, Tua is out. So, ladies and gentlemen, now we got a chance to actually win a Super Bowl, baby. We back on track, baby. We might win a Super Bowl. Teddy and Skylar. Let's talk about Teddy and Skylar. Can we get it done with these guys? Can we get it done with Teddy and Skylar? Well, let me say this. If you're going to evaluate Teddy and Skylar based off of what happened earlier this year, make sure you know the facts. Yes or no if you were on the stream yesterday? Yes or no if you were on the stream yesterday? Where we went over the advanced analytics in PFF. The advanced analytics with the O-line and all that. Yes or no? Were you on the stream yesterday? All right. This is why you shouldn't be down on Teddy nor Skylar. When we pulled up those advanced analytics, who were the number 1 and number 2 quarterbacks in the NFL this year who have been hurried, where the O-line played like straight trash? Who held the number 1 and number 2 spot? Teddy Bridgewater and Skylar Thompson. When Tua got hurt and Armstead got hurt at the same time, they put in, I don't know, who was it, Greg Little or something like that? Greg Little or something like that? And Greg Little had the lowest score that any offensive lineman had in an entire season with a 3 rating out of 100, a 3. Skylar Thompson, when he was in the game, and Teddy Bridgewater, when he was in the game, they are the number 1 and number 2 quarterbacks to be rushed in the entire season out of all quarterbacks. To be hurried. They were under constant duress. They ran 51% of their plays and 50%. I forgot which one is which, but half of all of their plays, they were under duress. Tua's around 20%. We looked at Tua. He one of the least pressure quarterbacks in the NFL. Tua's at about 20% this year. One of the least pressure quarterbacks. And I understand that because Teron Armstead was out. The O-line played like trash. They didn't know who they wanted on the right side of the line. It was just bad. They still had Eichenberg at left guard. Y'all remember all of that? Despite all of that, you look at that Minnesota game, they still put up over 400 yards of passing, 425 or something like that. The Jets game, Teddy prepared for that game, but only got to play one play, and Skylar, unprepared, had to play. And what we now know is a good Jets defense. For what the same defense that gave Josh Allen his lowest PFF rating twice. So that gives me reason to pause before I make assumptions that we're not going to do any better with them. Depending on, now these guys ain't no high-end starters, just like Tua to me. But this still gives us an opportunity. It gives us a chance. We got to see what Belichick is going to scheme up against Teddy Bridgewater. But if I were Mike McDaniel, I would not make the valuable mistake of not preparing Skylar Thompson properly just in case Teddy gets knocked out, because Teddy keep getting knocked out. Teddy been injured this year too. It ain't just the concussion protocol. Y'all notice Skylar was the backup quarterback for like 5 weeks. Teddy was out all them weeks with an injury. So Mike McDaniel does not need to go into this situation negligent. He needs to prepare Skylar Thompson just as much as Teddy with an even amount of first-team reps. But he's already made it clear he's just preparing Teddy for the first-team reps, and I don't like that. Give me a second, y'all. We had a member, Flipside Fishing in the house, the MVP member. That's what's up, man. He said, preach the facts, TD. Preach it. All huge facts. Man, it's all I try to do, bro. But at least I'm telling you now, some of the stuff I've been saying is my opinion. That's the thing that I do on this channel. Nothing like, if it's my opinion, it's my opinion. If I deliver it as a fact, it's because I've done my research and it's a fact. So the whole monologue piece where I talked about here's what I think is really happening, Mike McDaniel did this and Mike McDaniel did that, that is strictly my opinion. Because people are going to be all on Twitter, look at this guy don't know nothing trying to say this is what happened. He lying to people. Shut up. Anyway, Jessica Tennis. Hello, Jessica. She said the Jets definitely was built for the Dolphins offense. We'll see. But here's the deal. Oh, Lord, Master at Works in here. TD keeps setting himself up for failure. Get out of here. I'll deal with you tonight. I'll deal with you tonight. Don't worry about it. I'll deal with you tonight. I seen your new little video dropped on AFC's roundtable. I got to admit, it was a little funny, the newest one. You dropped 2 of them this week, so you working overtime on us. It was a little funny. I'll admit that, but I got something for you tonight. Because you done lost your ever-loving mind you think we're going to lose to the Patriots. You done lost every bit of your mind you think we going to lose to y'all. Now, I don't have no sympathy for me because I'm giving you that business tonight. I don't care how bad things are going, as long as we destroy y'all and get in them playoffs. I got it. But anyway, let's go, man. That sounds kind of sus, TD. Hey, it could sound that way, but I'm a secure man. I don't worry about sounding sus or not. You know, I'm good. But yeah, man, I'll deal with him tonight. But listen, Tua is out. We'll get back to Tua in a moment as far as his future. But right now, I'm not down on Teddy or Skylar because, like I said, I don't feel like there's much of a drop-off. I don't feel like there's much of a drop-off at all. And if anything, I think Skylar, a prepared Skylar might give us the best chance to win anyway. We should have been playing him so we could prepare him for the future and hope that we have something. But we're not. We're not. Mike McDaniel knows he got to make the playoffs and at least win one game in it. And I think Mike McDaniel nervous. Because Mike McDaniel can be replaced this year just like the Denver coach was replaced. Got too much money and too much talent invested in his roster. Mike McDaniel is nervous. I don't know why he's still going to get paid just like Hackett. But I think he's nervous because he could end up being replaced. Everybody, oh, what you think he one and done? You're an idiot. Yeah, or whatever. Coaches can be one and done. Yes, they can. Go look at Denver. And it's funny because the Denver coach, he got a good point, but yeah, he was fired. The Denver coach came out and said, how am I supposed to coach up a guy who got more bathrooms in his house than touchdowns on the season? Whoop. And he right. Russell Wilson was an absolute train wreck and trash. That defense was playing top tier most of the season till they gave up. And I ain't saying the coach any good, but God dog it, should he have owned all the blame? Russell Wilson is a big part of the blame. And his play did not elevate what was around him. That was a meme, even if it was true. It was true. It's all facts. Got more bathrooms in his house than touchdowns. Don't judge me when I comfortable. It's about what I adapt to. Amen. Yep. Yep. It's crazy, man. Jets can beat Seattle. They can with Mike White because their defense is solid. So you want me to check your pie and oven? All right. Hold on, y'all. So 15 minutes. I'm telling them to remind me. They will. You know I ain't gonna remind my time. Hey, y'all, in 15 minutes, remind me to make sure I get the pie out the oven. All right. Y'all remind me. All right, y'all. All right, we good. They say gotcha. All right, 15 minutes. Y'all hold me down, all right? All right, TD, what QB you would want Miami to go after? We're going to talk about that. We got to finish up on this little piece here. I'm almost done. Teddy and Skylar, man, we still got a good chance. I'm not worried about it. Let's see how it plays out. The thing that I'm more worried about is us doing what we need to do, and then all of a sudden we're in a conversation of Tua coming back again. Because I'm going to tell you now, Tua wasn't going to get us in the playoffs, y'all. I am telling y'all now, Tua versus the Patriots was going to be an issue. It was going to be an issue. They were going to come after him because they would have realized any hard hit, even if it's a late one, he in the protocol. He's in the protocol. And they backup wouldn't have no preparation. This New England, you can't put nothing past them. Hold on, y'all. Hello? Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. Give me the Cobb salad. All right. Thank you. Anyway, man, I think we're going to be fine. We just got to, I like it, though, because the pressure is off. It is what it is. Let's see what happens for the rest of the season. All right. Let's get off of that. Let's get back to Tua's future. Let's talk about Tua's future in the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, I got bad news for y'all. Dolphin fans, please don't kill me for this, but I got bad news for y'all. I got a bad opinion. Tua ain't going nowhere. And they might pick up his fifth-year option in the offseason. Why do I feel that? Here's why. They were already negligent to draft him in the first place with all the underlying issues. Why would that change now? They were already negligent to draft him with all these issues in the first place. Why would that change now? Y'all killing me talking about TD. You got a concussion, bro. I go off of data, history, trends. I'm a numbers guy. They should have never drafted him, but they did. And when you look at why they did, it should lead you to believe that they're going to continue to move forward. This is Miami. They ain't going to give you no reason to think that they ain't going to re-up. See, I got to pause for a second. See, this is that ignorant pre-K education stuff I'll be talking about. See, I don't let people attack our subscribers, okay, like this. Let me put this on the screen. TD's opinions are from his own feelings. That is correct. And y'all dummies agree with it. See, Ben, this is where I have my issue, bro. I ain't got an issue with you, but you need to slow down. And here's why. You're attacking people making the assumption that they don't feel the same way. Why do some of y'all think that just because it's my opinion that people are at home saying I disagree, but I'm going to agree because it's TD? Y'all be in y'all feelings because so many people agree with me. Have you ever stopped to think in your mind they all feel this way as well? Have you ever stopped to think, just common sense, maybe they feel this way too? They're not just agreeing because it's TD, but dang, TD on point again. They agree because they agree. It's how they feel. What you're basically saying is TD feels that way. If you're smart, you won't agree. Like, who are you to tell them? If I say I feel like Tua is trash, somebody on the other side of this camera might be like, me too. That makes them a dummy? Like, what is wrong with people? Somebody said, you brainwashed me, TD. If I got that level of influence, man, you know what? I ain't no dummy. Let me, you know what? Because I'm gonna at least make some money out of my hypnosis. I'm gonna make some money on my hypnosis. If that's the case, y'all give me a second. Follow the phone. Donate everything in your checking account right now. Every penny. Follow the phone, click on your banking app, and send me everything you have. I just snapped my fingers. You better go do it. You better go do it. Come on, ain't no donations hit the screen yet? Something wrong. I ain't getting nothing yet. Hold on. Maybe I'm supposed to shake first. Follow the like, come on, man. Y'all gotta stop this mess, man. Calling people out because they share the same opinion. It's ridiculous. Oh, I got somebody. Slipping Jenny. Only had $2 in the checking account. Oh, man. If I could send it back, I would. Oh, man. I don't want to hypnotize nobody, man. When people agree with me, when people donate, they just send in love, man. And a matter of fact, for some people, it's refreshing. It's refreshing to hear somebody share your same thoughts. But you don't never want to pay attention to the comments that say, TD, I don't always agree with you, but you don't pay attention to those. I started to agree because I realized I was wrong. That part too. There are people who vehemently disagree with me, and now over time they agree because they looking at all the facts and data in front of them, and it's happening right in front of their eyes. It's happening right in their face. So it's crumbling right in front of them, and they can't deny it. Oh, Joe Doe, we got the $5 in his check-in, boy. I'm emptying people's account, boy. Look at this cash. I made $7 so far on my hypnosis. I need a new career. I done made $7 hypnosis dollars. I need a new career. Man, y'all gotta stop attacking people for that ridiculousness, man. TD has always been 100. I've tried. Oh Lord, maybe I am hypnotizing people. Some donations, some big ones coming through. Oh, that's Cappy. Cappy always dropping them big bucks, man. Cappy in here again. He said, I'm hypnotized. TD. Tuaniers already gave up on the season. They don't know Skynet activated. Oh, man, let's not start that. See, I can see if they announced that instead of Teddy, but Teddy's going, man. But you might see Skynet. You might see Skynet. Oh, my gosh. Here's everything I have. I don't know why it just didn't, but something told me to. I'm just kidding. I only started agreeing with you when I started seeing what you said was right and I was wrong. See, man, salute the Pride 909. Salute the Pride 909. There ain't many people that could say that. Ain't many people that could say that. And let me be clear. Let me be clear, ladies and gentlemen. Look at me. Look at me. Let me look in this camera. I am a person that don't need to be right. Because I have mental strength. I have mental toughness. I am very sound up here to where what you feel or think about me or say about me will never bother me. It will never bother me. Say things about my family, this and that, I'm going to defend them. But trust me when I tell you, it will never bother me. When I reply to my haters and stuff, I am having fun getting at them. It does not bother me. Let me be clear. I don't need to be right. I never have needed to be right because I'm mature enough to know if I'm wrong, I don't need to create a narrative to make myself right. I just get on the right side. Oh, I thought I seen somebody outside. But if I'm wrong about something, if Tua came out here this year, threw 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, he never threw a pick, he actually reading defenses, he processing the field, it brings me joy to say I was wrong because I would rather get on the right side than to be ignorant and immature trying to be right. Data drives me. Information moves me. So earlier this season, when Tua played the Patriots, I said, same Tua. When he played Baltimore, he looked absolutely like trash in the first half, 2 picks. Second half, he looked much better. Everybody had their moments. Buffalo didn't do much, but he didn't turn the ball over. Good job. But I ain't seeing any improvement. Bengals, you looked horrible in the first half. I almost threw 3 picks, only threw 1 because Tyreek bailed you out on the other 2, batting it out the defender's hand deep. Same old Tua I know. Oh, concussion. Same old Tua I know, an injury. He's gone. He comes back. Pittsburgh, he looked like trash. Same old Tua. Lions, that is the best I've ever seen Tua play in my life, even against the Cardinals. The best I ever seen him play. But I ain't finna sit here and get food from wide open receivers. At least he didn't blow it by throwing duds. I'm not going to let that say, okay, he franchise now. Bears game, play great again. Wide open receivers. I have always told y'all I'm a grade 2 when it's tough. Let's see him break through the armor. There was another game that I just keep on forgetting, man. Oh, y'all. Oh, pie. Oh, everybody's saying pie. Y'all give me a Thank y'all so much, but y'all need to remind me again about the pie in 10 minutes because the 2 sweet potato pies are done, but the apple pie she made look like it still got a lot more time. So remind me in 10 minutes pie again. I appreciate y'all. Ooh, them things looking good. The wife taking care of her man. Anyway, nah, it ain't burned. It's nice. The apple pie need to go a little longer though. All right, so but yeah, man. I wasn't fooled by wide open receivers. It told me nothing. Now the wife calling. Look. Hello? Yeah, it burnt. I'm sorry. No, I'm just playing. It's good. I kept the apple in any longer. Oh, okay. You wanted me to leave it in. All right, bye. All right, so but yeah, and then we come to the Houston game, slightly above average, maybe. And ever since that Houston game, we sat there and talked about MVP and all of this stuff. First of all, he did not play on the MVP. He should have never even been considered. We sold that because of our record, and he was always going to be the vocal point. So I'm sorry. And I don't need to talk about what happened since then. Yeah, the Cleveland Browns game. He played well as well. Those 3 games. We sold off of 3 games. And this is what I tell people. Because some people are still saying, well, technically overall, Tua still had a really good season. See, people are so caught up in moments. They're trying to block what happened early in the season and just keep that over there and cuff it and let the bad stuff happen over here. But I told y'all the other day, why don't you take these 4 terrible losses where he looked absolutely horrible and sprinkle them throughout the season and take those 3 great games and sprinkle them throughout the season? You will be saying Tua average at best this year. The problem is he gave you a bucket where you could hold on to over here and a thing you could hold on to over there and keep it away. You mix all that together and flip it, you'll see the light. This man has 6 games on PFF rated under 64. 6 games this year. And he only played, 12? Half of his games rated under 64 on PFF? Come on, man. Get out of here, man. What, Jalen Hurts had 1? Mahomes had 2? Well, there's a lot of donations came through. I'm going to see if I can catch y'all donations, man. Sorry if I missed them. Y'all give me a second. Man, what's wrong with my mouse? Is my mouse broken? Oh, man. Y'all give me a second. Turn that timer on the oven off. Thank you so much. All right. It's hard to scroll. My mouse messing up. Y'all give me a second. Might need a new battery. This don't make no sense. Huh? Is it the oven or the microwave? Which timer's going off? Yeah, it's definitely the battery because it keeps cutting off. Y'all give me 1 second because it's hard for me to scroll. It's something on there that says timer, and you just hit it. All right, we're gonna get it fixed in a second. All right, I'm gonna use my keypad. I'm just going up to see if I can find the donations so I don't skip, make people feel bad about me skipping out on their hard-earned money that they're donating. All right, I got another battery. Put this one in the Tony. Let me see if this works. All right, let me pull this out, put it back in. I guess my mouse just ain't working. It is what it is. I'm gonna have to scroll. Sorry, y'all. My mouse going out on me. All right. So let me find it. Here we go. This one. I don't agree with all the takes you have, but the off-season coverage you did for us will never be forgotten, bro. Appreciate that, man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I worked hard in the off-season. All that traveling I had to do. What? What, Hill? Oh, yeah. She say I got us COVID. Yeah, y'all knew that. Cause my whole house got COVID when I got back from all that off season stuff. When I went down there, y'all saw I had a mask on some days. I went down to Miami for a week. I drove to Dallas, Texas. Then I drove back to Miami for training camp for another week, and then I went to the Bucks training camp with Dolphins. And then next thing you know, my whole house got COVID. So yeah, man, I appreciate you appreciating the work put in. Put our life on the line for this. We pretended he came out Bears game due to a lead. Oh, I remember that. When Armstead went down or something like that, and we started looking like trash. I do remember that. Hill, can I steal your mouse because mine stopped working? Thanks, babe. She the wife back. She got the pie now. Thank y'all. Mm-hmm. All right, man. Let's keep it going. All right, so let's get back to it. You know what? It might be one over here. Never mind. Yeah, I'm good. I got this old school mic. Oh, at Chick-fil-A? What's this? Burger Street. Thank you. All right, so y'all give me a second. I got the old school mouse. Maybe this is what I needed. I'm sorry, baby. It's a little hit, okay? Forgives me. All right, please work. Okay, we got a working mouse. Get this other one out of here, bum mouse. All right, and my scroller work. All right, Bills Stampede. I'm a diehard Bills fan and disagree with you 90% of the time, but Tua is trash. You have been ahead of this all along. If you had a QB, you would be up there with us. Love your work. Keep it up. I'll see you tonight on Roundtable. Salute to you, man. You know what's crazy about that, though? I got the pie, y'all. We good. We got the pie. We got the pie taken care of. What's crazy about it is when people say you've been on point all along, people need to understand. I ain't been on point about Tua ain't no good, Tua trash. No, I've been on point on the analysis. These are his flaws. These are his issues. Since day one, Ron Reed, since day one does not process defenses. Since day one does not post snap read. Since day one, ball placement is inconsistent. Since day one, he has no velocity and puts no touch on the ball over the linebacker under the safety, and especially not on a consistent basis. So don't get it mistaken and think I've been on point because I said Tua trash and he ain't trash. No, I've been on point with the actual football analysis of what specific traits he struggles with and why he ain't a franchise quarterback. I just want to make sure we clear on that. I'm not going to have people out here, TD just wanted him to be trash all this time and happy that he is. I ain't happy. I told y'all I want to be wrong. I need him to be our franchise quarterback because there ain't nothing more profitable when he got to waste draft picks, all of that. But he just ain't got it. But recognize, I've always said this too. Tua ain't no scrub. The issue I have with him is he'll always be good enough, just be good enough not to be good enough. And that's good play. Keep you hopeful. But then you're going to have them Tennessee moments. Then you're going to have those Green Bay moments. You're going to have them Buffalo rookie year moments. The San Francisco moment. You're going to have the Charger moments. So the good got to come with the bad. But the one thing that you have never gotten from Tua, let me repeat, we have never got this from Tua. And this is the main reason the Dolphins better move on, which I believe they're going to screw us over and not do. The one thing you never got from Tua was the big game in the big moment. You have never gotten a big game in a big moment. Not one. Not a single one, ladies and gentlemen. Not one. Somebody said Jacksonville and London. Don't get me started on that. That make me mad. That game made me mad. He has never given you the big moment. The big game in the big moment. Not only that, you're right. He has never given you a full season. Woo, even bigger. We got a quote-unquote franchise quarterback that still ain't give you a full season. 3 years in. The Raiders are benching Carr. Maybe we can trade them Tua for a second rounder and package that with more in a trade for a franchise QB. They have to bench Carr for 2 reasons. For him to be their future or to not get him hurt for a trade opportunity. The Raiders need to go ahead and rebrand, rebuild. Carr's out of there. But who's going to get him, man? I ain't going to lie. This is going to be an interesting offseason. Dang, boy, we still dealing with interesting offseasons. I ain't want to deal with an interesting offseason no more. I wanted to know what it was when it was. But we about to have one of them interesting offseasons, y'all. Man. TD straight real. Much respect. Go Buffalo. Salute to you, man. Can't stand your team, though. And that's another thing people have done lately. Since Buffalo Bills fans, Jets fans, and Patriots fans love my content, he ain't no real Dolphin fan. He got Bills fans, Jets fans, and Patriots fans love his content. That tell you all you need to know. No, everybody on this channel know I dog they teams as much as possible, but they appreciate me keeping it real. They appreciate how real I keep it. They know on that round table I don't keep it real. I'm a fan on that round table. But on this channel, I've done nothing but keep it real. Tell y'all what to expect so we can document where we fell off the wagon and where we didn't. Anyway, let's go into more of what y'all want to do right now. Put your questions in the comment section, and I'm gonna handle them as I snack on these onion rings my wife bought me because she said the Chick-fil-A line was too long to get my Cobb salad. You think for real Teddy can win Sunday? I think he can. He can. The benefit is the fact that the Patriots have absolutely no offense. And we're good in the run D. As long as we could do better protecting the run on the edges, I think the Patriots are going to try to run the ball on the tackles in the outside and just wear us down. But if we can control that, it's going to be hard for us to lose the game because we'll still have more offense. I mean, guys, we still got Tyreek and Waddle. Y'all act like there's this big drop-off from Tua and the rest of these guys with Tyreek and Waddle. Y'all forgot that Teddy Bridgewater, Tyreek had a 170-some yard game with Teddy earlier this year. So those guys going to still do their thing. It's just a matter of protection. Will we protect? Will we protect those guys? TD, you saw the report. Tunsil wants to reset the market. LOL, Tunsil is out of Texas. I didn't see that report, but Tunsil ain't reset no market. He had already said it. Love your content, even as a Jets fan. TD belongs on TV for real. Also, we have Jets fans mad at Richie when he kept it real too. Can't satisfy everybody. You never will. That's why you got to be yourself. Why wouldn't you be what you can be better than anybody else? All you can do is be yourself because you can do it better than anybody else. So why not do it all the time? Don't worry about what people think, how it sounds, or appeasing. There's too many. Yeah, I'm going to say it too. There's too many channels out here built to appease you, telling you what you want to hear, giving you that all feel good, and then want to play the blame game all day when it don't go that way. Well, the only reason it didn't work out the way that is, no. Keep it real with these people, man. But that's the world we live in. People want to be lied to me. Lie to me. Tell me what I want to hear. Lie to me. It feel good. Teddy going to have a hometown hero story. Remember, he got to start out on the road in New England. So we'll see. We shall see. The issue I have with Teddy Bridgewater is he's not the future. I'm already in future mode. I've been in future mode. I just had to sit here and deal with Tua until they realized it. Also, don't forget, Teddy didn't have Armstead. I explained that to everybody earlier. The O-line was the worst in the NFL when those guys played without Armstead. Eichenberg was at left guard, all of that mess. But we'll see. But the good thing is we're still in it, y'all. We're still in it. But let me say this too, because I got to get on some Dolphin fans. Don't be one of those people wanting to lose so we can make sure Tua gone. I get it, but I don't get it. You still want to win a Super Bowl. You still want to contend. You still want to go after it. I understand that if we lose Sunday, then we likely won't make the playoffs. And it's over for Tua probably. Because some of y'all don't want to get in the playoffs and then he come back, have one good game, and then you think we sticking with him. Let's not be those people. Whatever it takes, let's want to win. Let's want to win, okay? Heard somebody say, man, I'll sacrifice this season. I want us to lose as long as we get rid of him. Let's not have that thought process. I get it because you're tired of it, but I get it. But no, I don't rock with that. The only time Teddy played was when he didn't get first team reps. We will be fine. I agree. We'll see. Teddy got his opportunity, though. Teddy's going to have his opportunity. We'll see how it goes. Any questions you have, place them in the comment section, and I want to handle those for you, okay? LOL TD, I just wanted Tua to look bad. Well, yeah, we there. How do you escape this narrative? Sorry, TD, I'm one of those people. I would rather lose this season than going through the same old crap for the next 10 years. I get it, man. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But come on, don't do that. But we can still do so. We might have a Nick Foles moment. Skylar or Teddy take us to a Super Bowl. I don't know. I'm just saying. I just still root for our team, you know? TD, I'm just sick of Tua and this drama. We will still, we still got one more year to win before. You know what, Ronnie? Let me address that. So Ronnie say, I'm just sick of Tua and this drama. You ain't never lied. That's the problem that's the problem that's really going on. And Ronnie, let's back up for a second. It ain't actually Tua. It ain't actually Tua you're really sick of. I mean, you may not believe in him and be like, we need to go, but it's the Tuaneers. And that's why some of y'all, you know, y'all ain't got to sit here and lie. There's a part in your spirit that's like, yeah, I'm happy this happening. I already know. Listen, I told y'all I keep it 1,000 with y'all every bit. I'm glad them Tuaneers going through everything they going through right now. I'm not happy Tua going through what he going through, but I'm glad them Tuaneers going through everything they going through right now. Because y'all know that's what it is. If they didn't exist, and the fan base could be critical of Tua, a lot of us would still be, well, let's just let them keep on. You know, a lot of us would actually probably be a little bit more behind them. A lot of us would actually be a little bit more behind Tua if they could have came to this fan base, but as long as they could have been objective and kept it real, as long as they would have did that, a lot of us would have been behind him. But since they made every excuse in the world and attacked people that wanted to be critical, we want everything that you don't want to happen not to happen. And that's just 1,000. Let's call it what it is. They ain't got nothing to do with it. It's them. We want them to feel every bit of this pain because they know what they feeling right now. They know every bit of what they feeling. And trust me, I'll lead the charge in saying, good, glad. Super duper glad. Let's call it what it is. Ain't got nothing to do with Tua. And I've said this a million times. I actually hate them for Tua. They the worst thing that ever happened to him. They are the worst thing that happened to him. And it's sad. It ain't the kid, it's them. And they getting everything they deserve right now. All they had to do, and let me tell you, to the real Dolphin fans, this is where I was disappointed in some of y'all. Y'all allowed them, because y'all hid behind this narrative. If he's a Dolphin, you have to support him, right? Y'all hid behind that fake narrative, and let me tell you why it was fake. Because y'all allowed them to dog other Dolphin players to make him look better. Y'all allow them to dog and talk bad about other Dolphin players. I don't care if Jesse Davis missed the tackle. He a Dolphin. Why don't you keep that same energy? I don't care that Eichenberg was playing bad. He a Dolphin. Why didn't you keep that same energy? But you dogged other Dolphin players just to uplift him and said we're supposed to support him because he a Dolphin. That is a contradiction. And that's where I had my issue. That's where I went on the offensive. That's where I put my foot in the dirt and said, you know what? It's war, baby. I'm going to make sure I tell the truth about this man every chance I get and make sure I'm all on Twitter trolling about it, everything. I'm winning. I'm winning. Oh my gosh. The only time Teddy played was with, oh, I already read that. Appreciate you, Greg. Justice said, I try and get Will Levis in the draft. We're gonna have to flip some assets to get to be talking about the draft. Dolphins ranked 5th in the NFL in total offense, but 21st in total defense, 31st in special teams, 30th in turnovers. Dolphins are not Super Bowl material. That's interesting. I'm still on McDaniel. What do y'all think about McDaniel on a scale of 1 to 10? And the genius radar. Let's go on the genius meter. 10 being a genius, 0 being a bust. Where do you got Mike McDaniel now all of a sudden? Where do you have Mike McDaniel? All right. I give Mike McDaniel a 7, y'all. And that's good. Let me tell y'all why. He did a good job hiding Tua's flaws, but it only lasts so long. And he learning that the hard way now. That's number 1. Number 2, I'm an accountability person. I don't start looking at a coach until I see something on the field being executed properly and nothing to do. So if we run a play and the guy's open and the receiver mess up, the quarterback mess up, then ain't no Mike McDaniel. You didn't execute. The players didn't execute. Now he has to own a little bit of the blame because it's his job to prepare them to execute on a consistent basis. But it's still the players. He's learning the same thing Flores learned. But I like how Flores figured it out way earlier. Flores knew putting Tua in this situation, it wasn't long-term, so you have to create an offense for him. Mike McDaniel, we were supposed to run the West Coast offense. We're 40% RPO. So we're heavy RPO more than anybody in the league. So this ain't even the West Coast offense, ladies and gentlemen. This is RPO with a few crossers. And, I mean, that's what we're in. We had Mike McDaniel created an offense for Tua, and when you watch the film every week, you see the same plays over and over and over. Over and over and over with a few wrinkles. Same stuff over and over and over. Flores did the same thing. Flores created an RPO offense and made an extension of the run. Tried to hide his flaws, but Tua was so horrible under Flores in the in the intermediate. Tua was excellent in the short passes. He was terrible in the intermediate. Now, all of a sudden, it's the exact opposite. Tua is horrible in the short, and now he good in the intermediate. Can't make this stuff up. Somebody said we owe Flores an apology. You know what? I got to pause, and I got to ask this question. Can a Tua near or somebody who really knows tell me once again, why did we fire Flores again? Because I believe every single narrative was dispelled this year. Why did we fire Flores again? Why did we fire Flores? Let me know. O-line? Let me dispel that. So we going to give Mike McDaniel credit for the O-line when all he did is pay for talent? Who on the O-line improved this year? Hunt is the same consistent player. They paid for Connor and paid for Armstead. Can you tell me the other person who's improved? We talk about O-line. Where's the improvement? Where's the improvement? Who improved? Nobody improved. Connor Williams was the top at his position at guard. Just because he switched to center, he still know how to block. That ain't no improvement. He was one of the best guards in the NFL already. Nobody on that O-line improved. Some could say the O-line still had issues. The right tackle, the left guard, all year. And we get less hurries because we get the ball out quicker than we did last year. All right, give me another reason why Flores was fired so I could see if it still holds up. Go on, give me some of them narratives they put out there that was all a lie. All these shows out here dogging on Flores saying this is why and that's why. He couldn't do this, he couldn't do that. He couldn't put together a coaching staff. Well, McDaniel did. What difference did they make? The defense is worse than it's been under Flores by far. O-line ain't no different. They ain't coaching that up. Tight ends have regressed off of the galaxy. Receivers were paid for. I don't know what coach made what difference. Ain't no single coach on this roster that stands out to have made a difference with a player. So I don't want to hear that coaching staff crap. Why else did we fire Flores? Why else? Ain't no more. He went 1-7 with a good team. What good team? You gonna talk about a good team? Well, how about you take away Teron Armstead, Tyreek Hill, Connor Williams, Sherfield, Wilson, and Moser? Take all them off this team. What would our record be this year? What do you think our record would be? Talking about Flores went 1-7 with a good team. What good team? Would you take Carr? I don't know yet. I got to evaluate it, bro. I really do. Shout out to Alexia. She said it wasn't because of Tua or his coaching. It was because of the personnel issues with ownership, clearly. ATP. I'm running a blank on the acronyms. Fill me in. They put everything around him this year. Yep. But Flores didn't get that luxury. At this point. Appreciate it. Thank y'all. And you spot on. Spot on. But that's what they tried to make it out to be. At TDPHINSTALK, isn't McDaniel using 80 to 90% of Flores roster? Absolutely not. He using about 50%. You forgot all the people we lost and all the people we brought in? Tell me who on the wide receiving core was Flores roster. Waddle? What running backs that actually got to play this year was Flores roster? Because they didn't even play Gaskins barely. Miss me with that. Tight ends, irrelevant. They don't even use them. That's the big fall off. That's the big fall off. O-line, let's see. Did Flores have Armstead? Did Flores have Connor Williams? Who them other guys on this line now that we brought in this year that's been playing lately? He ain't had those guys. Austin Jackson been hurt. He ain't had them. Yeah, we can go to the defense too. He didn't have no Melvin Ingram. He didn't have no Bradley Chubb. And we talk about a Jalen Phillips who was a rookie under Flores. Ogba ain't even been playing. Linebacker still sucks, so it don't matter. Secondary, only person he had was X. Everybody else, new. All them guys just this year. Coleman, the Kohus, and the Ogus, and the Bull, all them new. Half of this freaking roster wasn't here with Flores. I think you're overlooking somewhat of the makeover this offseason. Flo had the same opportunity to get players. Flo wanted yes, man. That's not true. That's one of those false narratives. Because what y'all need to understand, I've spoken to someone directly involved in that front office. That's the issue. Flo wanted certain players and they wouldn't do it. There was a clash. Flo went to Ross, said, I need more control. And Ross had a decision to make. And he chose not to go Flores' route. And he fired him. Go look at Ross's press conference. What did he say? What did he say? He said they couldn't get along in so many ways. He didn't feel like the relationship could work together. I'll go find the interview on another stream, but that's pretty much what he said. Couldn't get along. He didn't feel like it was a good working relationship. Flo wanted more control over the personnel and what we did with those picks. Greer disagreed. Flo thought he was Belichick, rightfully so. But it looked like he was on the right course of action. Y'all just hated Flo because he didn't like Tua, and rightfully freaking so. Y'all hated Flores because he didn't like Tua's limitations. Y'all hated Flores because he didn't like the fact that Tua was always injured. Y'all hated Flores because he ain't like the fact that Tua didn't put in the work that he wanted him to put at the level he wanted him to. So you didn't like Flores because Tua wasn't his guy. Tua wasn't his pick, none of that. And you screwed over a great coach. Has Mike McDaniel did anything better than Flores this year? Thank you. Has he done much better than Flores this year? How do you have a team that went 10-7, 9-8, a team that went 10-7, then 9-8? How does that same team add what many say are better coaches, add one of the best left tackles in Teron Armstead, add the number one receiver in the NFL in Tyreek Hill, add great depth with Sherfield and Wilson them, with some good running backs in Mostert and Jeff Wilson, get a center that's playing top tier in the league, Connor Williams. How do you do all of that and you're going to end up at the same as your predecessor at best? At best. And you're right, 10-6, not 10-7. That was a 16-game season. 10-6, only 6 losses. How do you add all of that? And the best you could do is match your predecessor. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. You can't say injuries hurt McDaniel because Flores dealt with more injuries and Tua not playing even more. Hey, what's the excuse? And no. 8-9 is not coming up because we go below 500. It's nuclear time. They both have the same amount of talent. One has a good offense. One has a good defense. If that D was the same as last year, we'd be better. And Carlos, I'm sorry, I got to disagree because don't forget, that D was banged up last year too. Don't forget, between Xavier Howard and Byron Jones, they have always missed several games. So this is the first time the defense don't carry you and you want to get an offense a little more credit? Think about last year, the defense when we went on our winning streak. We allowed an average of 12 points a game. The defense was phenomenal. But we wanted to say it was about Tua. All he does is win. We wanted to make that about Tua, and all he does is win. Okay, then if that's about Tua and all he does is win, well, you know what? The defense ain't playing as well right now. What's going on? One thing I will tell you about Flores and Mike McDaniel, the knock on both of them for me, they both ain't win no big games. But, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I'm even bringing up the comparison of Flo and Mike McDaniel, this is not to knock Flores over Mike McDaniel or knock McDaniel over Flores. You know what I'm bringing this up for? To point out to you that maybe it ain't neither coach. The coach ain't never been the issue. Y'all made it the issue. That's what I'm pointing out here. You got all this talent. I'm not saying that to down Mike McDaniel because I like his scheme and what he's doing. I don't like his recklessness in taking chances, but I love him as a coach. But what I am trying to point out is the fact that it was never Flores, nor is it McDaniel. It's that guy you got taking snaps under center. And it always has been. That's the point I'm trying to make. I actually love Mike McDaniel. Let's get that clear now. Just as much as I love Flores. Under Flores, 25th in offense, 15th, 31st on special teams, 17th turn on bottom line. Just a better under McDaniel. Give or take. Is McDaniel an offensive coach or a defensive coach? Offensive. He had the offense moving. Was Flores a defensive coach or an offensive coach? Defensive coach. Had them moving. It's no different. They're catering to their side of the ball and the other side is falling off. And all I'm saying to you is this. The one thing that I will give Flores the nod on is the fact that if he had a quarterback on that offense with the personnel he wanted, he would be just fine. Mike McDaniel got the personnel on defense. I mean, y'all got to look at our defensive line. I mean, the money we put on that D-line, come on. X still out there. We had that for years. Having Byron is a luxury. Most teams got one great corner. Having multiple is a luxury. Y'all, let's not sit here and act like it's the norm. Like, well, Byron's out. That's why. No, most teams don't have a Byron. They just have an X. Or they don't even have an X. They just have a Byron. However you want to slice it. It ain't the coach. It wasn't Flores, and it's not Mike McDaniel. It's the fact that this team ain't got a franchise quarterback. It's that simple. That simple. Man, if we had Flo defense and McDaniel offense together on the coaching staff Super Bowl, I can dream right. Yeah, maybe. But again, when you get in a big game like you did against San Francisco, I mean, y'all got to realize in these 4 games we just played, you just played one where the defense did just fine. What was the result and why? The defense did their job against Green Bay. What was the result and why? It's still going to come down to that. And I preached this at the beginning of the season. The reason why I don't want Tua is this. When you get in the playoffs, say we did have a good defense. Say we did have a good run game. You might run into another team with a good defense and a good run game. It's always going to come down to who got the better quarterback. When we played Buffalo, it came down to who had the better quarterback. Because when we don't allow Josh Allen to throw the ball and we guard well out there, he's still got an element in his game where he can give it to you. And that's what he did on that 80-yard run. That's what he did on that 80-yard run. I'm going to go into this conversation for a little because a lot of y'all keep asking about it, about the future of the Dolphins, what quarterback we should get. I'm just not there yet because I know the Dolphins are going to dolphin. And they're going to be the type of team, and I think you ain't seen the last of Tua this year. They're going to be trying to play them versus the Jets too. It ain't over. They still going to be trying to play them. You ain't seen the last of them, I don't think. That's why I want to hold off because I don't want to talk about the next quarterback while this one's still here if we ain't got nothing open talking about. But Derek Carr, I'm going to go look a little further into Derek Carr. I'm not a fan of Derek Carr. I'm not a fan of Derek Carr, y'all. To me, Derek Carr is good enough not to be good enough too. He better than Tua, in my opinion, but he's still good enough not to be good enough. But I need to evaluate his season this year. I haven't looked at any of Derek Carr this year other than maybe 2 games. I need to evaluate his season, look at the film, and give y'all a better analysis than what I just off the top of my head think, because now he had the weapon with him this year, and I want to see what that translated to. Because I've seen Derek Carr without everything, and he's definitely better than Tua without everything. But now he done got some help. I got to evaluate how he did. So we'll see. If Flores, I think I already read this. I think I already read that, yeah. So yeah. And there's going to be a lot of options for Miami. Derek Carr, Jimmy G, Mike White. I mean, Purdy. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be a lot of opportunity. The draft, there's going to be a lot of opportunity out here. But the one area I do not want to deal with is this narrative spreading out here right now saying in the future we got to get the best backup we can for Tua. Oh, my God. We already spend. Anytime you spend more than $5 million on your backup, they tell you your starter ain't the answer. And if we're going to get back into this game and be talking about getting a $10, $15 million backup, we got issues, man. We need to stop this crap. You're also going to have Aaron Rodgers and Brady conversation. The Miami Dolphins are going to have a lot of options. I don't know what the best one is yet, but I'll have to evaluate it. Derek Carr up for trade. What do you What do you about him on the fence? Y'all keep asking that. I have to evaluate it. I don't want to just split some out my mouth and be totally wrong. I haven't done my homework on him like that yet. I've done enough homework on his career, but I need to evaluate this year as well with more weapons and stuff. I'm not a fan of Derek Carr, y'all. He puts the numbers up, but it ain't never been about the numbers with me. Derek Carr puts the numbers up every single year. That's a fact. But it's never been about the numbers. Tua's putting up top-tier quarterback numbers. It's never been about the numbers. Kudos to him, because I didn't think he could do that either. But them boots on. I see. I got her. I'm going to get mama. Come on, mama. Ooh. Wee. Hey, mama. But yeah, I just haven't been a fan of Derek Carr in his career. Just haven't. But again, I gotta evaluate it. I just gotta go with what I feel is best. If it's an upgrade, then I'm with it. But what's the cost? What would be the cost? That's a huge piece of it. What would the cost be? But I know, here's what I do know that we need to realize. Tua ain't the answer. No, because I don't want you on there right now. Tua's not the answer. That's what I do know. That's what I do know. And if I'm going to spend $44 million on a Derek Carr, I'm giving away everything for Lamar Jackson. I'm giving away everything for Lamar. Let me see something. Let me see. Yeah, they out here talking about Carr already. TD called it, bro. What did I call, Cat for Life? What did I call? Carter, go get her bottle for Daddy, okay? Carter, go get her bottle for me. Hold on, I'll get it. Thank you. Appreciate you so much. Anyone is an upgrade to Tua. Well, that's not true. Because the first person says Zach Wilson, give him a try, you're getting blocked. You're getting blocked. I screamed Tua time all day before that. Not going to happen. She just, I think she want her bottle. He's getting it for me. Okay. TD don't want no Derek Carr. TD is president of Justin Herbert fan club. Justin Herbert gone. That ain't the end all be. Like I said, there's plenty other options. There's plenty other options. Yeah, I don't understand. Like literally, I would evaluate one of these young guys. If I was Miami, here's what I would do. I'm either going after Lamar Jackson. Mommy's coming with it, baby. I'm going after Lamar Jackson. What's wrong? You okay? I'm going to get me Lamar. I'm going after Brady or Rodgers for a Super Bowl run. And that's my top option. Like going for broke. Okay? She really? Oh, you got her? Okay. She really having a real time. Oh. That's my top tier options. That's the nuclear option of trying to go for a Super Bowl now. My second tier options, Jimmy G, Derek Carr, Those type of guys. Because you're still going to have to pay some decent money and trade. And then my third tier option is the Purdy's of the world, the Mike Whites of the world, the Skylar Thompsons, and try to sign them on a 3 to 4 year deal. Take all that money you're saving from not taking option 1 and 2. Go get 2 more linemen, a left guard and a right tackle, legitimate ones, and run the heck out of the ball and try to make your defense a little better, and don't rely on the quarterback and just let them do the minimum. Build the team off of being led off the defense like Flores was, but create a great run game. And the only reason that works is because we're only paying one of those guys itty bitty bucks. It doesn't sound like a rebuild. All you're doing is bringing in a great run game. You already got weapons and great players everywhere. That's the game manager route, but that's the Baltimore Ravens Flacco route. Defense, run the ball. That's the Seattle route. Defense, run the ball. Rush, just make a play here and there. But you can only do that when you got a quarterback making pennies. Tua is about to enter a realm where he ain't making pennies, and that's the issue for him. Timing is Tua's issue. The only reason people love Tua is because of the college he went to. Look at Brock Purdy. He was the last pick of the draft. He took his team to the playoffs. And that little miracle throw. They thought he was the best thing ever after that throw in a championship game. If you look at the salary next year, Carr's salary cap hit is more than Rodgers next year, 2024. Yeah, but I think the Dolphins are in a window where they're in win now mode. The only thing intriguing about a Tom Brady is that he can attract people to come at a discounted price. Like if they brought Tom Brady in, Gronk will probably be back with less money than Gesicki. They're gonna make sure he got an O-line. But it is what it is, man. Nick said we need to be like the 1986 Giants, run the ball. I agree. And we could have did that with Tua. But we never developed that. We never built that. We always wanted to prove that he was the guy, so we put the ball in his hands. And Mike McDaniel, if he failed at anything, I think that's his biggest failure. Because believe it or not, he was actually here to fix the run game. He was actually supposed to develop the run game. And once again, Dolphin fans, don't get caught up. We've only ran the ball well for 3 games this season. We still ain't got no run game. Don't let those 3 games we ran the ball well this season against the worst run defenses in the NFL fool you. Please don't let it fool you. I keep telling y'all that. I told y'all that earlier in the season. Jeff Wilson, first game here. We ran the ball well. Y'all said, we finally got a run game. I said, chill. They one of the worst run defenses in the league. We went 3 games looking like trash running the ball. Now, all of a sudden, we done had 2 run games against 2 of the worst run defenses in the league. Buffalo is trash against run. Green Bay is trash against the run. These are facts. TDR pass game is top 5 with Tua. It's fake. Like, I don't get how they explain this to y'all. It's fake. It's top 5 because we throwing up Hail Marys and Tyreek and them going to get it. There's wide open receivers. Teams are playing cover 2. Our offense will lull you to sleep thinking it's great. And as soon as you think it's great, they do what they've been doing. Oh, thank you. Are you ready, mama? You ready now? I got your bottle. Here you go. She happy now. I'm telling you, it is fake. It is fake. You don't judge them off of perfect situations. You see, we the same team that when we get to the playoffs, we get blown out 30-3 and we can't get a completion and y'all wondering why. Y'all just chalk it up to they just had a bad day. No. When a team schemes against us, we're trash. When they run the basic cover 2 most of the game, we've destroyed them. Basic cover 2 defense, we've destroyed them. But when teams actually game plan, you can't say the Lions ain't game plan against us. Their first round pick safety was out in that game for 1 game. They ran a basic cover 2. The Bears, same thing, basic cover 2. They did nothing special, nothing schemed. Brown, same thing. But every time somebody actually switches it up, you know what, San Francisco, we're going to give our linebackers depth. We're going to specifically make him make the throws tougher. That's an adjustment. We were trash. Chargers, we're going to block off the middle of the field. We're going to do something specific to them. Trash. Buffalo, that's they dumb behind. I'm shocked we didn't do better against Buffalo because Buffalo stayed in that raggedy zone they run. And that was shocking to me. Buffalo did nothing special. They actually ran zone 2. They didn't specifically scheme other than a few delayed blitzes. And Tua did a little better in Buffalo. But once again, basic defense. Green Bay, they ran a basic defense for 90% of the game, and the 10% in the fourth quarter, they schemed it up and started dropping in them lanes. It's a freaking fraud. We got a cover 2 offense. You run cover 2 base, we good. Anything schemed up against us to take something away, this offense is horrible. But y'all don't see the bigger picture. Y'all look at the total. It's just like Tua Tagovailoa's college career. You look at the 15 scrubs he beat up on, but when you go to the ranked teams, he struggled. But since it's such a small sample size, it don't impact the bigger number. That's exactly what y'all get caught up on. The overall number is all that matter, but you don't look at the context of how it happened. And to put it in basic terms, it's like an NFL team playing an elementary team for 12 weeks in the season, and then you play great teams for 5 weeks. And at the end of it all, you got a top 5 offense, but you're not realizing you played the elementary team for 12 weeks. That's a big part of it. And I know that's extreme, but that's how I have to explain it to you to give you the comparison of what I'm saying. You all right, mama? That's how I have to explain it to you. Lamar does not move the needle. Well, Lamar does exactly what we're doing now with less. He's doing exactly what we're doing now with less. And you don't think that's going to move the needle with more? Are you serious? If Lamar had Tyreek and Waddle, you don't think that would move the needle at all? Get out of here, man. Tyreek and Waddle ain't got to worry about being underthrown another day in their life. We'd have 15 more touchdowns this season. Lamar will probably be thought of as an actual good passer all of a sudden. What is up with you, mama? TD, to sign Lamar, you have to lose players elsewhere. Well, and your point? And that's not actually true. That's actually not true, by the way. It's actually not true. It's just a matter of what they'll accept as far as the package, because you can give draft picks going out 3 years. So, and even if you got to move players, you got to do the smart thing. You got to go get 2 first-round picks for Christian Wilkins, because you can. You got to go get 2 first-round picks for Christian Wilkins, and that's it. 1 player. Now you got 2 first-round picks, and you got next year and the year after that. That's 4 first-rounders right there. And you ain't got to give up 4. You just got to give up 3 and a bunch of little ones. Give up 3 of those 4 and a bunch of little ones. Green's True said that's not going to happen. Maybe it don't. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. Stephen Ross ready to win. Stephen Ross ain't got time to play the Tua story out. Stephen Ross ain't got time to play the Tua story out. Y'all, man, Stephen Ross want to win now. Stephen Ross is probably teed off right now. He probably teed off right now. Daddy, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm actually done now. I'm at my 2-hour mark, and then we're gonna go out and ride the scooters and stuff. Okay, don't worry, I'm coming. Okay, all right, y'all. That's enough for me today. Anyway, y'all catch me on the AFC East roundtable tonight in about 3 hours. I will see y'all on the AFC East roundtable. It's gonna be brutal for me, but I'm gonna try to hold my own. And as long as we beat the Patriots, that's what matters starting out right now. All right. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's Fins Up no matter what. Peace. I am out. Hit that like button on your way out. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Thank y'all for your love and support. Appreciate y'all so much, man. This channel ain't nothing without y'all. Peace. I'll see you soon.